Hey Switch 2 fans and Switch fans, as you know, there's a new update that's basically cleaning up the Nintendo Switch, the current Nintendo Switch, not the Switch 2, in time for the Switch 2 release. And one of the big changes has been to do with downloading games, digital games. Virtual game cards are now a thing on the original Switch, and basically re-downloading games, eShop games, has got easier than ever. I'm going to take you through the update, how to update in this video. I'm Blaze2K. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Please join us for Switch 2 news every single day. If you're getting the Switch 2, then I highly recommend you click the link in the video description for a link to the SanDisk microSD Express cards, 256GB. This is the only place to get your hands on the new microSD you'll need for the Switch 2. Go check the link down below for this. It's a special kind of microSD that you need to use for the Switch 2. Older ones don't work. And now is the best time to start stocking up on Switch 2 accessories for the Switch 2 release on June 5th, and one of the best accessory manufacturers, hands down, across the board is JSOX. I'll put a link to their JSOX Nintendo Switch 2 page. They're raring to go. You can start pre-ordering your Switch 2 accessories from them, and they are, in my opinion, one of the best, most sturdy, high-quality accessory manufacturers for anything. They make cases and stuff. I've used them for years on my Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and now I'm so glad they've made a Switch 2 line as well. So I'll put a link down below here. There's some really great game cases here and shop cases that have game slots and everything in them. My particular favorite is this one here. Look at that, the transparent front cover to basically keep your screen and your Joy-Cons protected, and it's also got a slot for 10 games as well, 10 physical games. So go check that out. And also check out our Switch 2 24-hour stock tracking stream on my channel page. Click my profile icon or link in the description and check it out. It's just got a stock alarm to let you know when pre-orders go live. So keep the stream up, check news, hang out with our awesome community over there talking about and getting excited for Switch 2. So yeah, re-downloading Switch eShop games has now changed with the latest update. It's for the better though. This comes from Nintendo Life. So as you'll no doubt be aware by now, a new system update has been applied to the Nintendo Switch that essentially gets a few things in order before the upcoming launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. And courtesy of Jay Skeleton over on YouTube as well, he's actually done a walkthrough guide here, and we'll give you a quick rundown here. If you want to update, just go to your system settings, click the system update, and download the new update. And after you update, you'll see a couple of new icons on the bottom, one of which being Game Share. As you know, this is a new feature on the Switch 2, and it will work with older Switches too. As you can see here, you can basically game share and play games together with one game. One copy of the game, you can play games together, and what an awesome new feature. And Switch 1 users are getting access to it in this update. As you can see, nearby Nintendo Switch 2 users can share compatible software, and you could play together using Game Share. So I think only Switch 2 owners can share their games with you, and if you have a Switch OLED or something, you could obviously play alongside, you know, the Switch 2 player and play the same game as them using Game Share, which I think is super sweet. And if you want to know how to do it, you basically have the person with the compatible software do the following on their Switch 2. Go to Home menu, start the game, and start a Game Share session from within the game. Pretty sweet. Only certain compatible games are going to work with Game Share. Now, under data management in the settings, you've obviously had the option, always had the option to basically transfer your save data from one console to another. But now, with this new update, you'll be able to transfer your entire Switch library over as well via the cloud, or local share, which I think is pretty cool. It's kind of like, you know, your iCloud backups for your iPhone. And here is the icon we've all been waiting for. The virtual game cards icon, which is now available on the Switch 1 home screen as well. You're no longer going to be able to re-download eShop games from the eShop, which I think is going to be a lot easier. And what you're going to see is you're going to see a library of all your games, and all the games that you basically own from the eShop are going to show up here in the little game card icon. See the little blue icon at the bottom of each game logo? That basically indicates that it is now a virtual game card. It's a virtual game card. You download it here. So let's say you've not got the game downloaded, just go to the virtual game card thing, go over to one of your games that you own via the eShop or whatever, and it now shows up as a virtual game card, and then you can just download it from here. Super easy peasy, super cool. So the little teal, cyan, whatever you want to call it, icons at the bottom right indicate that you own the game, and that is a virtual game card you can download. And this is what it'll prompt you with when you open up the game card screen for the first time. You can see your virtual game cards on the screen. Purchase downloadable games will appear here. Select virtual game cards to load on the system. Once loaded, the games icon will be added to the home menu, and you'll be able to play it. So if you haven't loaded the game on the system yet, if you don't have the virtual game downloaded on the system, you could click on it and basically click on load on this system, or you can load it onto another system you have. You can lend to a family group member. That's the beauty of virtual game cards. You could share your games now with other people with other Switches, which is pretty sweet. And interestingly, here is the lend to family group member option. While lent out software can be freely played on the borrowing user's device, and the lending user gives up access to the software temporarily. Virtual game cards can be borrowed for up to 14 days, and once that deadline is reached, the virtual game card will automatically be returned. Lending users can also collect their virtual game cards from borrowers before the deadline arrives. Cool. So let's say you're just itching to play the game and you obviously borrowed it out, lent it out to someone. You can yank it back again and play it if you want to, because it is your game at the end of the day. You don't have to call up your friend and say, hey, are you done with that game card yet? I really want to play it. You can just instantly swipe it back from them. So users can lend out one virtual game card per borrower, up to a total of 3 borrowers at a time, though no more than one can be borrowed. And obviously, here we go. You've obviously lent out the game Metroid Prime. He's lent it out to Squid Kid, and he can collect from family group member anytime he wants. So he could yank the game back should he want to, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's good to see some Nintendo Switch 2 features coming to the original OG SWOLAD edition of the Switch, which I think is pretty cool. The game sharing is pretty cool. The virtual game card's pretty cool. That's been one of the banes of my existence for the Switch, at least, is having to go to the eShop, navigate the stuff that I've bought, and try and find a way to download it and all that. It was just a hassle before. So I think this game card future, you know, as much as it's advertised as a Nintendo Switch 2 future, I think it's going to make our life a lot easier for those of us who still have a Nintendo Switch OLED. Let me know if you agree. So yeah, guys, I'll leave it there. Again, I forgot to pause the recording. So if ever you're watching my videos and I'm just sitting there staring in silence, it's because I forgot to pause. I thought I did pause. Anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Obviously, if you're getting a Switch 2, head over to JSOX, link in the description to all their accessory line. Some stuff is really cool. I recommend you even just check it out, right? If you're wanting to get a 256GB Express microSD, the only microSD that's working with the Switch 2, because of its higher read-write speeds, 880 megabytes a second compared to the 130, 160, 180 megabytes a second on regular microSD cards, or at least the ones before these came out. Absolutely nuts. It's almost as fast as an SSD. So you can get this from SanDisk. I'll put a link down below in the video description. It should be promoted at the bottom left of the YouTube video as well. It's through YouTube. And again, check out our awesome Switch 2 stock tracking stream and hang out with like-minded Switch 2 fans as we count down to the release day. And it also has a stock alarm to let you know when stock pre-orders go live. So there you go. Hopefully that helps out. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm Blazed2K. Like, subscribe, click the bell icon for more Switch 2 news on your homepage every day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Happy gaming.
Let's go.